Hey everybody, and welcome back to my vlog and the Embroidery News Network. What is a vlog? A vlog is a video blog. My name is Sue and I am from OML Embroidery, and this is part two of hooping, and we are going to work on hooping. So I have a regular 4x4 frame, one of the smallest ones you can get, and I have a piece of cutaway. Now don't go all funny about the medium and stiff or thin or whatever. It's just cutaway. You cut it away. It's pretty strong. It's pretty good. I think it's a 2.5. I'm not sure if you guys are calling that medium or not. It doesn't matter a whole lot. So, and this is pre-cut, which is just super handy. And I've got this towel that we are going to learn how to hoop properly. It is just a cheap towel from the dollar store. Hey, it costs $2. Anyone notice that? Let's tear that off so we don't have any problems. So, okay, the first thing that people do with hooping is they try too hard. And they try to make it fast. Okay, hooping is not fast. You have to learn how to do it properly. The first thing you need to do is loosen the bottom part. If you have this really tight, if you have it tight enough that it stays onto your hoop, pretty much without shaking, and I'll turn it one more time and then I can illustrate my point. Okay, if you have it like this, which is how I hang up my hoops so nothing gets broken, that is too tight. You are not going to be able to hoop anything at all. I'd like you to note though, when I have it up tight like this, I'd like you to note that this is the top hoop and this is the bottom, and some of the top hoop sticks out of the bottom as well, and you must remember that when you were hooping to countersink it so it looks just like this. Just like this. Okay, so when we're hooping, we want to loosen the bottom. There's a few ways of guesstimating how loose to do it. You can fold it in half like this, and you can look and you can match it there, but I don't really do it that way. You can, and it probably works, but I'm just gonna loosen mine. Now don't loosen it so much that it's, you know, almost falling apart. We know it's not that thick of a towel. So that's the first thing I do. The second thing I do is put your stabilizer over, and I'm just going to hoop it once. So I just have hoop, bottom hoop. It would help if you had a little bit of carpeting here, so, or the non-slip carpeting stuff, but I don't, so we're just gonna hold it with our hand and we're gonna hoop. Now I always hoop, turn it this way. You have to be comfy with it. And you start at the front, and let's see if I can do it slow. I'm pretty fast at hooping. And you want the top hoop close to the back, okay, the top part of it, and then push it in. Now that just went in, and that's awesome. And look, it's a bit bubbly there, but that's okay. So that means it's not too tight. If you can't get the hoop in, let me just show you how that looks. So it just slid in. I didn't have to use hardly any pressure. So let's just play worst case scenario, because it always helps to show that. So front part in, okay, and I kind of use my hands there, and then two hands down, you have to put even weight on it. You will break these. They do break. Some of them, the single machines are pretty thin, so you have to have a proper technique, and you want to spread out the pressure. Now, if you have to push it like that, okay, I hooped it. Whew, that was a little hard. I hooped it, but that is way too tight, and what you're going to end up doing is ripping the fabric, ripping everything. Now, if I had to countersink this one, I'm going to break something. It is impossible to do. That is way too tight. I don't even like it. So let's pop that out. It's even difficult to pop out. Take the hoop. So not too tight and not too loose. This is what we're talking about. So let's do this again. Let's loosen up our hoop, stabilizer, and then fabric, whatever it is. Now, if you look, I just moved it, and you want the whole hoop to be covered with the stabilizer. So put it down, and we're going to use the top and push it in. See how easily that went in? 2 hands, push it in. Now, the problem is that's too loose. So if you are stitching this, you know what? It might come out. So this is just the first hooping. So what I do here is tighten it up. You can tighten this, and I'm going to countersink it a little bit and tighten it up to what I think is good. And I almost had it exactly right. And then I am going to take it apart. Just like that. So the first one was kind of like a dry run to figure it out. So let's do this again. Now, another easy way of doing it when you have fabric like this is to line it up with the stripes. Now, the stripes may be crooked. Be careful of that. But if you're doing embroidery, you want it aligned with, you know, if you wanted to do it right in here, I don't know what you'd do, but you'd have to align that with it. Whether these are, you know, crooked or whatever, you want it straight in there. So now we have our hoop set to what we want, and lay out your fabric. Okay, we're going to put the top part in, it just fell in. And then make sure your fabric, you don't want to pull anything, because I'm going to show you guys a trick. So this one is going to be a little bit tighter, but still not that tight. See how that went in? Now there are a little bit of bumps in there, but let's countersink it now. Push, can you see that? Push till it can't go anymore. And don't forget the bottom too. Push, and you've countersunk it. Look at that. Look at nice and tight, and look at this. That will stitch out fantastic. There's a little bit of a bump here, and if you wanted to do it again, you can, but I would stitch on that. I would absolutely stitch on it. And it gives, you know, it's good, and it's nice and flat and perfect. And this is why you hoop things, because look how tight that is held. It has the perfect amount of stabilizer on it. It's countersunk. Can you hear that? Yeah, that's nice and tight. But this is why you need to learn how to hoop things. And everything you do, you're gonna hoop twice. Unless you're doing, you know, 5 towels, then I don't have to adjust my hoop. And then you can just, you know, the next video we can practice aligning stuff and how to do it. But if you don't like the way it's hooped, now I don't have to adjust my hoop or anything. I'm going to pop it out very carefully and do it again. You make sure that you bring the bottom hoop, and see I'm aligning it up so it's, you know, my top hoop I can see where it is, so I'm aligning it up, and front part down and push. And there you go. Move it around, and always double check. Okay, see, you can't stitch like this because you're losing the tension. You're losing the tension on it. This needs to cover the whole thing, and I do that all the time. It is not really a big deal. The point is we are going to, I really actually want this just 1 or 2 turns tighter. We are just going to start again. And if you notice, you know, my stabilizer is getting wrinkled, but nothing's ripping. That's not a rip. There's nothing ripping. If you are ripping your cutaway stabilizer, then your hoop is way too tight. So back it off a little bit. So I put down the stabilizer. I put down the towel top end. And this is where it'd be handy if you had something non-slip. And this one is in. Now tighten it up by countersinking it. You could actually have it a little bit tighter than what I have, but it's not going anywhere. Look, perfect on the back and fantastic on the front. So practice your hooping, practice what you're doing. Now you can gently, this towel isn't stretchy, you can gently flatten it out. But if you notice when I did that, do you see what happened right there? Let me do it again. This is why I don't recommend it. You can do it a little bit, but look what happened. So if I'm trying to stitch something, well, obviously you couldn't on that square, but let's just pretend for it. This is now going to be crooked. That's why you don't pull. This side, I didn't adjust, and look, I picked the perfect towel for this. This one is straight, so I mean, I guess you could sit and fiddle around with it. To me, it's just easier to do it again. Let's put this 1/4 of a turn higher. So once you get it set, I mean, you're good to go. Always check. See, I moved it again. It's time and patience, but I'm telling you, there's a big difference between hooping and hooping properly. You're only as, when I first started out, someone said that to me, you're only as good as your hooping skills. So it's a skill. It's something you need to learn. Okay, so front end, back end, that's a little bit better. I kind of like it. Let's do the countersink. Let's do the countersink on this side and have a look at it. Look at that, looking good, looking straight, looking not pulled. So yay, that is what I want you guys to work on, is countersinking, hooping, making your stabilizer is covered everything, and making sure everything is really nice and tight and flat, and you guys will have much better embroidery. Trust me, it makes a big difference. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tip video on hooping. This is hooping 102, I guess it's the second part. I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe to the channel. Please like this video and let me know that you want more videos just like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!